that sold me something on eBay that said, hey, it was a handwritten note from a 12-year-old, that said, thank you very much for your purchase. We appreciate it. And it reminded me of when I was 10 years old, except I didn't have eBay and didn't have all these options to buy singles online. So it was refreshing. So it just shows you kind of all generations.
The hobby's exploding and the happiness is absurd. Dustin, get in here. Let's tell, Dustin, Dustin, how much happiness has getting into collecting Pokemon and flipping Pokemon been for you?
Hey, sports card collectors and investors. Hope everyone is having an awesome weekend. We're wrapping it up. It's Sunday. Hopefully it's a Sunday fun day for you all. I think that we might actually hit the pool or do something. It's blazing hot outside, so I'm going to take my little ones, get them out of the house. Real quick, an update on Jerry. So we're working on it. My mother-in-law is hard at work, and I'm going to put a picture up either here or here. Luca, relax. All right, you guys are supposed to be buddies. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, this guy, I don't get it. But I wanted to give you a quick update. Jerry is making some progress. I'm excited to have him on this side so we can have kind of the dueling paintings going. So anyway, and for those that are new to the channel, I've got a 1986 Topps Jerry Rice rookie card painting that my mother-in-law is working on. She made this one, and so soon we'll have one on the other side as well. Nothing against my Saints picture over here, but it's a little small for the wall and we've got to make up for it some way. So excited for that. Today I'm going to be talking about the virtual events that have been going on over the last few days, some things that I really like about these, and then also a feature that I would like to see hopefully in upcoming events that I have not seen at either event this time around, and I'll explain kind of the value of that feature to them and also the audience as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So over the last few days, there have been two virtual events. We don't have a national this year. We might have it in December. I hope that we do have a national in December. I plan on going in December, assuming all things work out as far as COVID and everything else. But I could actually drive to it in Atlantic City, so I'm going to try to go to it if they do still put it on. But the idea of these events was to take the place of, or try to kind of take the place or offer something in exchange for there not being a virtual here in July. And so we have the virtual that was put on by Sports Card Investor, and then we've got HobbyPalooza that was put on by a variety of different folks. I believe it's Bench Clear Media as a whole that put on that. I'm not entirely clear, but this video is not. First off, let me just say I really enjoyed both of these virtual events, and to give you kind of an idea too, this is a 30,000 foot view. I'm not going to dig into every last little segment of each video, and I'm also not going to sit here and complain about virtual events that were free to attend, where people went ahead and put in hard work to make them happen, and that's just not what this video is going to be. These shows are very different in the way that they were presented. And to be honest, I wish they were on separate weekends because they did kind of cannibalize the audience a little bit. There was crossover between viewership. I could see that in the comment section, or not the comments, the chat, the live chat. I could see there was people that I see on both sides that were both attending SCI's event and then also Bench Clear Media's event. SCI's show, the virtuals, seem to be geared more towards recreating a trade show atmosphere in the way of their broadcast. So they had dealers come on, they had breakers come on, they had a lot of different interviews. It was the variety was fantastic. I mean, as far as their show schedule, they had dealers and breakers and card shops of all different ages and backgrounds. They had some really good interviews with Dr. Beckett, with Panini, and the list goes on and on. They had a bunch of long-time hobby people that were in to talk about all sorts of things, whether it be vintage cards or modern cards or what's going on in the hobby. There was a lot of variety on the virtual. Both shows had tons of giveaways. There was a big focus on giveaways, and they both delivered on that in a big way. You could see that was definitely a priority, especially on SCI's show. I mean, there was a ton of giveaways from all of the people that were involved. It seemed like, whether it had been Panini or breakers or or card shops. There seemed to be a lot going on in terms of giveaways. HobbyPalooza was different in the sense that, with SCI's The Virtual, SCI was the content creator, the main content creator, really the only one that I saw that was involved in the event, whereas HobbyPalooza was probably a dozen content creators that put that together, and it was more of it had more of a feel of a bunch of guys that typically go to the National and get together that instead kind of got together on YouTube or on the website, and talked through, their experiences at past nationals and talked about hobby talk, and all sorts of things that are related to the hobby. And so that was where there was a huge difference in that sense. It was more of here's a group of guys getting together versus, SCI was really the main content creator running the virtual. I like the setup of HobbyPalooza in the sense that there was a lot of content creators that I had not heard of, that have really good channels, and offer different things. I consume a lot of hobby talk. I watch a lot of different creators and their different YouTube channels, and so this was good to kind of see some new ones that I had not seen before, and then also catch up on ones that I hadn't been focused on. Maybe a year ago I saw some of their stuff, and then it brought that back to light. So I was like, oh, okay, I remember these guys from past videos that I had watched previously. Many of these content creators are long-time hobbyists and collectors with a lot of knowledge, so that's great, offers a lot of value, and again, just kind of different channels offer different things. Some really great interviews that HobbyPalooza did. They talked to Panini, Topps, but the one that I really liked, it was with GTS Distributors, and they were talking to them. They kind of dug in a little deeper on, how they divvy up product, because as we know in the hobby right now, there's a shortage of product, and so there was questions surrounding kind of the, how do you manage that when you've got 5,000 customers and you've got 500 cases of product or boxes, or whatever that you're working with, and there wasn't really a straight answer to it. But watch that interview. I don't remember. So from what I could see, HobbyPalooza I didn't see it all. It looked like it was on different channels, YouTube channels, and I could be wrong on this, but I was just catching it on different places, different content creators' channels. Maybe it was centralized somewhere and I just didn't see that. But that was one. They did an interview with GTS Distributors. I would highly recommend. It was interesting just to kind of hear kind of that side of things and how they're dealing with it. That was a very good interview. As I said, I really liked both of these virtual events. I hope, honestly, if there was one every week, I would probably watch it. Like I said, I consume a lot of hobby content, a lot of it. And there's new channels popping up all the time. My channel is only 4 months old. And so I really enjoy just hearing different people's takes on things that are related to the hobby. So this is great. There was one feature that stuck out that wasn't there that I've seen in other virtual events that I've attended. And I hope to see it in the future because I think it would bring value to the viewership as well as to the people participating. And that would be to have a virtual exhibit hall. And I know that this is possible because I've seen it with other virtual events. But essentially the virtual exhibit hall is exactly what it sounds like. Virtual exhibit booths. You go onto the website, so maybe it's SCI's website or maybe it's HobbyPalooza's website, and there's a virtual exhibit hall. You click on it, and when you click on it, it looks like an exhibit hall. And as you click on the different booths, there's different vendors there, and they have, they can have flyers they can post to it, they can post videos to it, an intro video, and there's different ways to interact with that vendor or with that exhibitor. And this could be all sorts of exhibitors. It could be a card shop. It could be it could be a dealer, it could be a content creator, it could be, it could be breakers, it could be anyone that's related to the hobby. You can have Topps or Panini be kind of like sponsors within that, and they could post information to their booth, their virtual booth. But one thing that's very helpful is I'm just thinking of a card shop. It gives the ability for people that visit that that visit that exhibit booth, that virtual exhibit booth, they can sign up or they can join an email list so that way they can stay in touch with those people. And I think that's very important if you're, especially for the card shops. It'd be great. And also card shops could post kind of the cards they have for sale. One thing that's got to be worked out that I did see, and I saw feedback on the live chat as well, is just better ways to sell product if you are a card shop that's participating in these live events. It was a little bit choppy at times, just trying to figure out who's buying what. And that's something I can see improving greatly over time. But the virtual exhibit booth could help with that in the sense that it's not, live buying necessarily, but maybe they provide a list of kind of cards, featured cards that they're selling, on their Instagram or wherever, on their eBay store, wherever that is. Just another resource for viewers to be able to find those people again, because you watch an interview and then it's kind of like, okay, well, visit them here. It'd be nice to kind of have a centralized location where you've got all the different vendors, and also you can only have so many people featured on the actual show where you're doing interviews. If you're looking at both events, you're talking about a handful of breakers and card shops, etc., that can be featured just because of time constraints. So that would be a way for people that are watching to be able to, okay, let's go to the virtual exhibit hall and take a look and see, maybe there's a card shop there that's local to me. And you find it that way. And so it's like, okay, there's different ways, I think, to utilize the virtual exhibit hall to be able to better that experience. And I think that would definitely bring value, additional value. Now, like I said, I'm not complaining. I love both of these events. These are free events to attend. And so, expectations have to be tempered. If I was paying for the event, maybe I would have different expectations. But, I thought that both of them were very well done. I hope to see more of these types of events down the road. And so let me know what you guys think. Did you watch the virtual? Did you watch HobbyPalooza? What were your thoughts on these events? What did you like, dislike? What would you like to see in the future? What do you think about virtual events in general? Do you think that that they can recreate that experience? I know that it's difficult to recreate a live, card show experience, but I like the fact that we're trying. And so, let's hear from you guys too in the comments. I appreciate you tuning in. And again, if you have not subscribed, please do so. We have 175 plus videos at this point on collectibles investing, sports card investing, all sorts of everything that's related to collectibles and personal finance. We're putting it here on this channel. So thanks again for tuning in, guys, and we will talk to you again soon.